Let's take you back now to our breaking news from this hour and the sentencing of the parents of Ollie Davis for his murder. Michael Davis sentenced to 22 years. Ollie's mother sentenced to 7 years. Let's bring in our business correspondent, Lisa Dowd, who is covering this for us. Lisa, what has been said in court during sentencing?
Well, we've heard more detail about what happened to Ollie, who was just 3.5 weeks old when he died. He was found lifeless in his cot back in 2017 and he was pronounced dead in hospital. And when investigations took place, it was found that he had 40 separate fractures to his tiny body, including 23 broken ribs, skull fractures, a broken collarbone. Both of his arms were broken. He died eventually from the delayed effects from a broken neck, we heard in court, and that fatal injury could have been inflicted up to 8 days before he died. And we heard that he may well have been in intense pain in the final days of his life. Medical experts concluded that these injuries could not have been accidental. They must have been caused as a result of serious physical abuse, including a blow to his head, the twisting of his limbs and the pulling of his neck. And in court we heard his injuries likened to that of a car crash victim. He would have been in intense pain. His wider family had put his injuries, his changing crying, down to colic, but in fact they had been inflicted by Michael Davis, his father, who today was sentenced to 22 years, a minimum of 22 years in prison. His mother was also sentenced for causing or allowing his death and causing or allowing Ollie to suffer physical harm. She was sentenced to 7 years in prison for that. We also heard a wider family statement read out, a victim impact statement in court, and the wider family said that this had been their worst nightmare, that Ollie's death had changed their life forever, and that justice was the least that this little baby deserved. He would be, they said, forever in their broken hearts. And following the conviction of this pair, they said, "You melted our hearts with those big blue eyes, our little ray of sunshine. We have been left with such a void in our hearts."